All right, everyone, you are back with a daily dose of Dara. If you're just now tuning in, feel free to subscribe, like, or comment. Your thoughts are welcome. We just want to make sure it's positive, uplifting, or encouraging. We are not a community that downs one another. We are not a community that cannot support one another. We are here to help each other through the hard times and hopefully receive healing from God along the way. So, I'm so glad you're here. Let's start there. This has been a journey, to say the least, okay? Because every single time I upload, every single time that I post, I feel like, I don't know, I get more love. I feel more comfortable with you all, and I'm just excited to be open about my journey and be vulnerable. One of the things that I personally feel like is vulnerability is a beautiful thing. When you're in a safe space, when you're around people that you can trust, that won't throw it back in your face, that will just encourage you every step of the way, it can be beautiful and it can bring the healing that I so often have craved, wanted, and not always received. So, thank you again for being here. I hope that you get something from this episode, and I really hope that you grow and you decide to stay here along the way. So, today's episode title is called End of an Era. The goal for me is to use the things that I go through in life to help bring a good message. And I'm not here to influence, impact, or anything in a negative way. It's all about positivity and uplifting, because I'm constantly trying to be in a state of gratitude. So I'm working on not judging myself, not shaming myself, not even evaluating the past. The goal is to let the past go. Literally let the past go. So in order to do that, I have to be present and stay encouraged. So let's start off with our first topic: being the light in a dark place, or being the light in the darkness. So oftentimes, I know for myself, when I was journeying and when I am journeying through the path, through whatever it is I'm experiencing, it can feel like the walls are caving in, or like they have caved in. So because of that, I decided that, okay, if everything is if certain things are out of my control, I'm going to focus on what I can control, what is in my control. And what is in my control is how I journey, how I carry myself, and how I go through the process. So that's been the most important thing for me. And when you are the light in a dark room, in a dark path, it can feel like there's no hope. I know for myself, I can't speak for anyone else. For myself, it felt like there was no hope sometimes. And even though I knew that I was accepted, even though I knew that I loved myself, even though I knew that I had loved ones, friends, people that cherished me, from close and afar, it just didn't feel that way at the time. And so, it's just, sometimes it can be a lot when those thoughts, when those memories, when things come up, and it caused me to think, like, when will this cycle end? I feel like I've been going through the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. I felt like I'd been experiencing the same thing through different people. I felt like I was tired. I was tired of this journey that I was on. So in order to change the journey that I was on and the journey that was happening, I decided to walk in gratitude. That's my secret. That's my secret. I decided to walk in gratitude. Gratitude is what keeps me grounded. It keeps me present. And it just keeps me in the moment where I am able to appreciate what's happening now and what's to come. Because I'm a firm believer that whenever you shift your focus off of the negative, you'll start to see all of the positivity that's flowing through you, surrounding you, and all the things. And I saw this quote recently that said, happy people aren't judging everyone else's life, everyone else's actions, everyone else's, parts of the equation. They didn't say it like that, but basically I'm trying to remember it. But that's what I got from it. It's like when you're really truly happy in the present moment, and even more so when I was joyful, like in my soul, felt serenity, felt peace. I'm not worried about anybody else. Like, you good, you got it, But I believe because I allowed people to have so much access to me, so much, like there was no boundary. There was no fence around my house. That was my heart. There was I didn't live in a gated community. And this is all figure of speech. I'm telling you, like, I allowed people to have access to me that should have not ever had access to me, and I believe that God used my life for better, like for moments, for journeys, to help others, to help myself, for the bigger picture, because I'm not bigger than the program, like no matter the choices I make, I still am being used either for the good or the bad. And I don't want to be used for evil. I don't want to be used to taint anyone else's heart. I don't want to do that, whether intentionally or non-intentionally. That's not my goal. So knowing how I can contribute to those two different walks of life, subconsciously or unbeknownst to myself, I just decided, like, why don't I decide what I want to contribute to, who I want to allow access to me, and what direction I want to go. And those are the three things that benefited me so much. So yeah, and that brings me to my next point, letting go of the past. Whenever you are consciously aware of where you're at right now and you're accepting of that, you're content with that, not to say you're satisfied, but when you're truly in the present moment, you're not thinking about the past because it's no benefit to my future. Being in this present moment and learning from the past means that I get to carry the best things that I've learned from the past, but I don't have to hold on to the pain or the memories for me to remember who I need to stay away from or what I need to not do. Because if you set those boundaries up, I know now that whenever I set those boundaries up, I don't have to worry about being hurt again, because learning from my mistakes means that I've implemented those changes that I needed to make in order to get to this place. So that's what I used to believe. I used to really think that, I need to remember who hurt me, what lessons that I went through, or I need to hold on to the pain. I need to hold on to what happened and rehearse it and go over it. I don't have to do that. I can let it go, all while setting boundaries. I can forgive, all while not going back around that person. I can evolve without hounding or disrespecting the next person, right? I don't want to bring that energy into my present because I don't want that in my future. I don't believe the highest version of myself is worried about the next person. I believe that she is the best reflection of my heart, which would be someone who wants to put people on game and wants to help the next person and wants to help the person that's overlooked in the room, that has the best heart in the room, but maybe didn't get that opportunity, because I know how I felt. And if you're going through that, that's literally my last point, is to stay encouraged. Stay encouraged, because you might have not had someone to be there for you, or you may not have had anyone to be like a true friend that's long lasting, or you may have not had, I know I didn't always have everything that I wished I had, or I didn't get to do the journey with people along the way oftentimes, but I know now that it's okay. Everybody that's in my life right now is supposed to be. Everything that's supposed to be with me is. And the things that I don't need, like, God is shedding the weight. Just like snakes shed their skin, God is shedding the old me off of me. And I never really understood the term about dying to yourself daily, or it takes death for revival, or things of that nature. But I'm understanding those things not to be literal in my life right now. I'm taking that metaphorically and just deciding to evolve and let my old self, old past, all of that be put to rest, because I know that I've learned the lessons I need to learn, and I don't have to rehash the past. I don't have to hold on to those people or the pain or anything like that. So yeah, so if you're dealing with anything like that, I don't even want to give advice. I'll just say that I know for me, my goal is to stay encouraged. My goal is to stay uplifted. My goal is to just do my best. You know, not every day do I feel okay. Not every day do I feel like waking up and getting going. But this era of my life that I've already entered into has felt amazing. Everything's felt better. Everything has felt elevated. I feel leveled up. There's just no reflection of my past that actually reflects me, my character, and who I am today. And there is nothing in my past that I couldn't learn from. I learned so much. I'm still learning things in my present moment about the actions I've been showing like myself and what I've seen myself do, you know, because of XYZ and what I hear myself say. And I feel like that's the most powerful thing, is I began to evaluate myself, evaluate my character, and just decide who I want to be. So yes, and I want to leave you with this last quote that says, you may not be ready for change, but accept it anyway. No, wait. Sorry, y'all. I literally just wrote this down. You may not be ready for change, but accept what's to come anyway. And that's not a quote that I heard from anyone. That's just a quote that I wrote down right before I got on YouTube and online and things of that nature. So that's how I navigate, is that even if I start seeing the signs that things are about to change, if I start seeing the signs that this person may be about to leave my life, if I start seeing the signs that, you know, I'm about to change jobs or change environments, instead of trying to force myself to stay in that box and stay in that lane, I just start to prepare, because it's going to happen anyway. You know, I've been how do I want to word this? Basically, I've studied my behavior. I've studied my own life, the things that I've done, said, whatever. And I've begun to catch the patterns of when changes happen in my life, kind of what that looks like. So I'm like, okay, this is out of my control, but what is in my control is my attitude. What is in my control is how I look. What is in my control is how I feel right now. You know, even if the emotions come that I don't necessarily like, I still allow myself to feel them, you know, and like a bus ride, I let it go, get off at the next stop. So, you know, everything can be used for purpose, and it's great to walk with wisdom, because she only addresses and embraces those who she finds worthy. So, you know, I don't want to be who I was yesterday. I want to be who I am today, and I want to continue to evolve. So if there's anyone else like that out there, I hope that you stay focused, you know, laser beam focused, and put your vision on the things above, the things that's long lasting. Put your vision on your vision. And if you haven't already, write it down, make it plain, and get to it. There's nothing to it but to do it. And if not you, then who? If not now, then when? Peace and blessings always. See y'all soon.